Okay, so the problem I'm gonna do reads off: standing at a crosswalk, you hear a frequency of 550 hertz from the siren of an approaching ambulance. So I went ahead and wrote that. And then it says, after the ambulance passes, the observed frequency of the siren is 500 hertz. So I also made a note of that. And then what we're looking for is the speed of the ambulance, so the velocity of the source. And we know the speed of the air is 343 meters per second. So I'm going to write the two formulas that we're going to use. Observed equals frequency of the source, velocity plus velocity of the source, and velocity of the observer, which we know is going to be 0. And for the first case, since it's moving it's moving towards you, so it's going to be minus velocity of the source. And then in the second case right here, it's going to be the same thing, but instead of subtraction, it's going to be addition. So we're going to do that. And then we know, since you're standing still, the velocity of the observer is going to be 0. So you can go ahead and do that, and then do that as well on this side. So we're going to replace all the V's with 343 because that was given to us. And we also know the frequency of the observed for the first case was 550, so we're going to make a note of that. Source. And then do the same thing on the other side. And obviously we're going to solve for Vs, and we have two variables, so what we're going to do is we're going to isolate one of them and then set these two equal to each other, and then solve for one of them and plug it back in. So I think it'd be easier if I solved for Vs. So we're just going to move around to solve for Vs. So 550 times 340 minus Vs equals 343Fx. And okay, and then we're just going to divide 343, divide that by 343. No, please. Equals. So we have that, and then on the other side we're going to do the same thing. So 550 times 343 plus Vs equals Fs with 340. Oh wait, this should be 500. So then divide by 343 on both sides. Fs. So now we know both of these equal Fs, so we can set both of these equal to each other. So I'm gonna do it right here, alright? So we had and that equaled Fs, and then on the other side we had this equal Fs. And now we're just going to solve for your velocity of the source. So we're going to add this to that side. And then we're going to subtract that from that. So we're going to have 50 on that side. And then we're going to divide 3.0607 on both sides to get your Vs. And the answer is there you go. And that is going to be in meters per second because we're using velocity.